everyone, welcome to my channel Yarnoculus, and today we're gonna see the pattern for this beautiful cord that you can use for any of your handbags, purses or even your handmade backpacks. Okay, before we get into the details of this pattern, it would make my day if you could please hit that subscribe button and show me some love. And for everyone who's already a part of the Yarnoculus family, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Please know that every like and every comment on my channel means the world to me, and I really appreciate it. Okay, then let's move on to the materials that you're gonna need for making this beautiful little handle. And you can use any kind of yarn and a corresponding crochet hook for this pattern, but the recommendation is to use a non-fuzzy yarn. The reason for that is with the fuzzy yarn it's gonna get really difficult to identify your stitches, and for this pattern you really need to be able to identify each and every part of your single crochets. The whole thing is made just with single crochets and it's a little bit different than your regular single crochets. I'll be showing you everything. It's super simple, so do not get intimidated by the final look. It's really very simple once you get the hang of it. So for my handle, I used the same yarn that I used for the bag, that was Soft and Shiny by Loops and Threads, and the color Wisteria, and I'm gonna be using the same thing for today's tutorial. And the hook that I used for the handle was a 3.0 millimeter crochet hook. That's this one. But like I said, you can go ahead and make it with any kind of yarn and a corresponding crochet hook. Just get all of your materials together and let's dive straight into the pattern. Let's go. Alright guys, for the cord pattern, the first thing we're gonna do is a magic circle. Now a magic circle is essentially a slip knot that you have not completed yet. Okay, so just start like you start a slip knot. That's loop around your two fingers once and then loop around twice over the first loop. Take your hook, slip it beneath the first loop, take up your second loop, pull it out just like you do a slip knot, and not complete this. So if you pull this completely, that's the free end of your yarn. If you pull it completely, you get a slip knot. For a magic circle, you leave it as is. Okay, and the idea here is once you are done crocheting your first row, you just pull the free end of your yarn and you snip it tight. Okay, so that's your magic circle. First thing we do is a chain stitch. Just do a plain simple chain stitch and put the other part of your yarn in place. Now inside the magic circle, we're gonna do 8 single crochets. Okay, just crochet inside the magic circle. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and the last one, that's 8. Okay, now once you're done with 8 single crochets inside the magic circle, pull the free end of your yarn so that you close the magic circle, and there you have it. That's your row number 1. So two things out here. The first one is that your number of single crochets in this row will determine the width of your cord. So if you want your cord to be wider, do more number of single crochets. If you want it to be narrower, do less number of single crochets. So the number of single crochets depends upon how thick or how narrow you want your cord to be. Okay, second thing, throughout this pattern we are not going to do a join with slip stitch at the end of every row. We are just going to continue crocheting in a circular fashion. Okay, so now that you're done with 8 single crochets, row number 2 is gonna be single crochet in the back loop only. Okay, so just do 8 single crochets in the back loop only, and keep your tension pretty loose for this one. I'll tell you why in the next row. So 8 single crochets with a loose tension in the back loop only. Alright, so that was your row number 2, which was a single crochet in the back loop only for each of the 8 stitches. Okay, now row number 3 is when you will actually start the pattern for your textured cord. Okay, so what we need to do here is, this is your work and you just turn it on its side. Okay, just like this. That's when you will see the side of the stitch more clearly. Okay, so for every stitch you should be able to see a horizontal bar, that's a long one, a second smaller horizontal bar just next to it, and from the second bar you should be able to see 2 loops coming out. One of them would go towards your right, that's this one, and one of them would be going towards your left. So we need to do a single crochet in this loop, that's the one going to your left. So let me show you the same thing for the next stitch. It's your next single crochet, right? Turn it on its side. So you should be able to see the longer horizontal bar, okay, the shorter horizontal bar, and from the shorter horizontal bar there should be 2 stitches. One is going to the right, that's this one, and the other is going to the left, that's this one. And we need to do a single crochet in this one. That's what we are going to do all around the round, and continue doing that till we are happy with the length of the cord. Okay, so let me show you how that works. So you just go in here, that's the left loop, and do a single crochet. Okay, just go in here and do a single crochet. For the next stitch, the left loop and a single crochet. Just keep your tension pretty loose and you should be good. Left loop, single crochet. And this is the reason why I asked you to keep your tension a little loose, so these loops would be easier to come on your hook. And if you feel like it's a little tighter, just give it a slight nudge with the tip of your hook and it should be all loose and you'll be able to crochet over them. And that's how you start getting the texture, and you just got to keep doing these rounds as long as you want your handle to be. Alright guys, so once you're happy with the length of your cord, the last thing that we need to do is flatten the ends. So since this is a spiral, it's gonna be pretty thick and you want to be able to stitch this into your bag. So it will be a little convenient to stitch in if the ends are flattened, okay? Though this is an optional thing, you may want to do it or you may not want to do it. Absolutely no issues if you want to just stitch this into your bag just like this. But if you do wish to flatten it out, this is how you're gonna do it, okay? So now there's no real start or end to any of your rows because you just have been crocheting into the spiral. So at the point that you are happy with the length, just flatten this side. So this is how you will hold your work and crochet both the ends of your spiral. Just put in your hook through any of the stitch that it catches, pull it out and do a single crochet. Okay, there are no set number of stitches out here because that's really gonna depend upon the thickness of your cord. So as many stitches as you can, just do a single crochet. Okay, chain 1, turn your work, and this time do 2 single crochets in every stitch. Okay, 1, 2. Chain 1, turn your work and do 1 single crochet in every stitch. Chain 1, turn, and repeat this for about 3 or 4 rows till you get a flat edge that will help you stitch the cord into your bag. So let me just finish that real quick. So there you have it, your one edge is flattened and now it's gonna be really easy for you to stitch in your cord into the bag. You are good to chop off the yarn, but one more recommendation out here is leave a little bit of yarn here so you can use the same thing for stitching it into the bag, okay? So leave about 6 to 7 inches of yarn and just chop it off. And just put a simple knot so it's secured and your single crochets don't open up, okay? So that's done. So one side is done. Now on the other side, I'm gonna repeat the same process, but we need to attach a new piece of yarn to it to be able to do that. So let's just take some more yarn. Start with a slip knot. Okay, and then we need to do single crochets joining both the ends of this spiral. Okay, so just put in your hook and join this yarn. And do as many number of single crochets joining both the sides of the spiral. Okay, so I was just able to get 3 single crochets here. You might be able to get more, but that's really okay because the aim really is just to flatten it out. Okay, just like we did on the other side. Chain 1, turn your work and do 2 single crochets in each of the single crochet from the last row, just to make the flat patch a little more wider. Chain 1, turn and do 1 single crochet in each stitch for this row. Okay, and you need to repeat the same thing for about 3 to 4 more rows, or until you are happy with the size of your flat patch. Alright guys, there it is. There's your beautiful little cord all set for you to stitch it into the sides of your bag. Okay, and that's how I made the cord for my bag and stitched it into the sides, and this is how the final thing looks like. And the flat patches really made it very easy to just hand stitch it, and my bag is now complete and ready to use. I hope you like this pattern for my bag handle, and if you have not checked out my shell pattern yet, I'm gonna link it up here. Do check it out and let me know what you think, and hope it inspires you enough to try out your own bag. And do let me know how it turns out to be in the comments below this video, or hit me up on Instagram. My handle is @yarnoculus. I'll be back soon with some special patterns for you guys, so till then, stay safe, take care, and happy crocheting.